Chief Minister of Rajasthan, Chief Minister Gehlot, will be casting his vote shortly. Can Congress break rotation jinx? Will women voters hold key? Will the 7 guarantees of Gehlot break what has been a swing state for the last 30 years? Lots at play. The battle of guarantees in Rajasthan at play as well. But these visuals coming in for our viewers where Ashok Gehlot going to cast his ballot. He is standing from Sardarpura, the Jodhpur district in Rajasthan. This has been an area which has been deeply polarized. If you remember, viewers, last year the riots took place here itself. But having said that, Ashok Gehlot, when we spoke to him last, extremely confident. He's hardly campaigned in his own seat this time. He's been crisscrossing across the state, campaigning for the Congress, and right now casting his vote where Sardarpura constituency in Jodhpur is concerned. These visuals coming in, it's a tough ask for Ashok Gehlot to break what has been a 3-decade jinx in the state of Rajasthan. On his account, Ashok Gehlot believes that he's given enough where Rajasthan is concerned. A slew of guarantees, a slew of stops, but these visuals right now coming in. Cutting across to my colleague Devankur Vadavan joining us live from Jodhpur, Sardarpura. Dev, will you take us through the latest? Ashok Gehlot, of most of the big wigs, the last to cast his ballot.
Well, Preeti, 9:30 was the official time when Ashok Gehlot, along with his family members, was supposed to cast his ballot. He's right now at his sister's residence. The hectic activity right now in Jodhpur behind me is taking place outside his sister's residence. His son, Vaibhav Gehlot, is speaking to media persons right now. 3-time Chief Minister of Rajasthan, a person who first fought his elections back in 1977. He lost that election, Preeti, the Sardarpura Assembly elections, by more than 4,000 votes. In 1980, he contested the Lok Sabha elections. That he won by more than 52,000 votes. He's someone who has time and again said that मैं मुख्यमंत्री नहीं बने रहना चाहता, पर मुख्यमंत्री की कुर्सी मुझे नहीं छोड़ रही है. Last 4 years has seen hectic activity, a lot of mudslinging also. Within the Congress itself, a lot of name-calling between Gehlot and Sachin Pilot, considered for a long time as his arch-rival within the Congress and his contender to the post of the Chief Minister. And you see out there, Preeti, Ashok Gehlot, the Rajasthan Chief Minister, along with his daughter, his son, Vaibhav Gehlot, his daughter-in-law as well out there. And this is something which clearly, a lot of nostalgia for the people on the ground in Jodhpur. People who have seen him grow out here in Sardarpura. This is the place, Preeti, where the Rajasthan Chief Minister was born. He has spent his childhood years in Sardarpura. And the Mahamandir constituency is the place, the polling booth where he will be casting his vote. These are hectic scenes out here. Ashok Gehlot time and again has said that it is his schemes, Preeti, which have worked on the ground. But in the last 20 years, Preeti, Rajasthan has not seen the incumbent government repeat itself. Whether history will repeat itself or the tradition will be broken is something which will be taken note of on December 3. But there are several independents also in the fray, Preeti, on both sides. People who have broken away from the BJP and from the Congress who are contesting this election. And on the ground, what is happening right now is that Ashok Gehlot is marching towards the polling booth. And you see several people accompanying him, people from his family. His son, Vaibhav Gehlot, is there. His daughter is there with him.
Right. So these visuals are filtering in. You see Ashok Gehlot there going towards his booth where he's going to cast his vote. Ashok Gehlot is standing from the Sardarpura constituency assembly seat in Jodhpur district of Rajasthan. To give our viewers perspective, it's a tough ask where you look at history. There's a natural edge to the BJP in this election if you just go by, what history stands testimony for. Since 1993, the people of Rajasthan haven't quite voted an incumbent government. But Ashok Gehlot this time very confident. He feels that he's offered of the people enough to break this 30-year jinx. As per Ashok Gehlot, when we spoke to him last, which wasn't a while ago, quite recently, he's very clear that the 7 guarantees which the Congress offers will break through what the BJP has to offer. On ground as well, Ashok Gehlot is not unpopular, at least for most of us who saw him. Not much anti-incumbency against him, but against his MLAs definitely in pockets. But again, one can't stress on that question enough. Will he be able to break through what has been the pattern of a state, which has been a swing state? But having said that, Dave, I want to pull you back into the conversation again, because a lot went down in the dying hours of the campaign. Language change, we've seen a massive push of polarization where campaigning is concerned. We've seen bulldozers on ground where the BJP comes into question. In midst of, this deafening campaign, the last few days before the campaign ended, we saw the narrative also change, where you had the Prime Minister and other BJP leaders hoping to invoke Rajesh Pilot and Sachin Pilot to possibly break the caste polarization in favor of Congress, if at all that happens this time like it did in 2018.
Well, there are a lot of things when one compares to 2018. Ashok Gehlot was high on, conducting a campaign which was considered relatively more successful in Gujarat for the Congress, Preeti. Thereafter, he started contributing towards his time towards Rajasthan. Sachin Pilot was already the state president in Rajasthan, and several of the leaders who were considered close to Ashok Gehlot, when they were denied tickets by the sitting PCC chief, they decided to contest as independents. And you now can hear sloganeering happening in favor of Ashok Gehlot. This has been his home constituency. He's the sitting member of Legislative Assembly from Sardarpura. And you see his daughter, his son Vaibhav Gehlot, the man Ashok Gehlot himself, other members of the family, interacting with the public out here. His daughter is also there, who's accompanying him, his father, the 72-year-old Ashok Gehlot, Preeti, and he's marching towards the Mahamandir polling booth. And this seems to have become a major public exercise by Ashok Gehlot. Every 5 years, he arrives first at his sister's residence, and thereafter he moves towards the polling booth in Sardarpura, and now you see...
Right, there's a lot at stake, and you've been tracking his campaign in the state of Rajasthan. It's been a tumultuous, term for Ashok Gehlot, especially with what has gone down in his feud with Sachin Pilot. Where the High Command is concerned, there will be a lot of questions at the back of this campaign. He needs to win this election, Ashok Gehlot. Keeping in mind, he turned down the post of presidentship because he wanted to focus on Rajasthan, #1. Then what went down in a CLP meet, which was called by the party High Command, which many MLAs bucked, citing allegiance to Ashok Gehlot. So, there are multiple questions that were raised through the tenure of the Chief Minister of Rajasthan, and this election is extremely important for him. It's, a day of reckoning of sorts. What happens to Ashok Gehlot post the results in Rajasthan? If Rajasthan wins, he can, to a large extent, take credit for the Congress's win where Rajasthan comes into question. And if there is a loss for the Congress, then in all probability, the brickbats will be stacked against Ashok Gehlot here. So this election, very, very important for Mr. Gehlot. He's 72. It's possibly one of his last elections one would think of. The Congress is not fighting this election with the chief ministerial face. Ashok Gehlot, in an interview to us, also made it very clear that it is for the party high command to decide on the chief minister's face after the results are out.